Blessed Rising Divine Ones, I'm back, part 2. You did it with nothing. That's why you finna get it everything. You did it with nothing. That's why you getting everything. You did it with nothing. Dr. Umar style. That's why you getting everything. Blessed be Divine Ones. Oh, hold on, my bad. Shit. Hold on, my bad. My bad. All right, we back. So yeah, you never really belong. Never really belong nowhere. Motherfuckers actually, made an effort to isolate you and make you feel some type of way. Yeah, they did. They put energy into doing that. They did. They distanced themselves from you. They mocked you. They talked about you behind your back in little cliques and coats. True friends, belongers was never a reality and still probably is not. You stomached the alienation. You got job after job, temp job after temp job. You took the bus. You leased the car. You let motherfuckers use your car like it was theirs. You gave people money. You gave people the little extra money you had. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did all of this with lacking parental love, protection. You did all of this. I'm just saying, we went through that shit, right? With really, your family ain't really had nothing. You came from nothing. You was destitute. You was poor. You had one parent with no parents. While a lot of these people had two parents. All right, we let that sink in. Let me keep going. You gave to what else? More shit that you gave. All right, we at the part where this is what you gave. And this is just some of the points, because we all know it's this list could go on for a long time. Okay, you gave advice. You gave positive encouragement when money wasn't the answer. You learn how to do your hair. You learn how to do your own nails. You help other people do their shit on a budget. Come on now. You help people with the aesthetic. You help people feel good about themselves. This ain't about vanity. This ain't about vanity. This ain't about surface petty shit. You was out here really fucking helping people. I'm finna get emotional. You was really fucking helping people. You gave that motherfucker cut when that nigga, when you know all that nigga needed was a fucking cut. And $10 in his pocket, and a blunt, and a little shot of Heno, and a nice breakfast. You did that shit. I'm gonna keep going, because I'm finna go. All right. You cooked extravagant meals. You shared food and recipes with motherfuckers who had no link or money for food. You gave link. You gave money for food. You gave all that shit. Whatever you had, you gave that shit out to the motherfuckers you love, for real. Before you had money for 5-star restaurants, you was cooking and sharing and giving to the needy, loving on people in any way, loving on people in any resourceful way you could. This is what the divine is saying. That's why I'm reading this shit, because I had to write it down. Cause low key, this ain't even me. I'm telling you, this is what your angels, this is your spirit team. This is to bring you. I was gonna say it at the end, but I'm gonna say it now and at the end. Confirmation, affirmation, and bring you closer to your divine team. This is what they saying. You was loving on people in any resourceful way you can. Nigga, whatever the fuck that meant. You was giving hairstyles. You was giving recipes. You was telling motherfuckers, look, you don't feel good because of this. Let me show you the hangover recipe. Let me show you the recipe. All right. Before you had to, because let me keep going, because there's a lot of shit. Because my baby come back in here in a rough, for real, okay? And y'all, I apologize for that, and thank you for rocking with me. I really do just try to get these messages out for y'all. It's hard, because I be having distractions and things hold me back. I just like, fuck it. But now, it's cool. If you could just rock with the pauses and all of that, I can rock with you and be vulnerable. All right, so before you had the credentials, you was teaching motherfuckers what you was learning, what you learned and knew. Before you had the credentials, you was teaching what you was learning, what you had already learned and knew. Free info, no charge. Now motherfuckers gonna have to pay you to get the codes. That's what they said. It's your divine team, your angel speaking. You did God's will with little to nothing. You did God's will with little to nothing. You helped that motherfucker on the street. You was giving money on the street. That's just something you automatically do. If you see somebody homeless out there on the street, you gonna give something. You gonna wrap up your sandwich, your last apple, your change, your dollar. And if you ain't got it, you gonna look them in the eyes and be like, I got you next time. And you gonna mean that shit. And the people watch you, and when the motherfucker try to pass by, motherfucker, you gonna teach them like, don't do that. Stop. Get them some change. And they gonna be like, oh, for real, you done taught a whole bunch of people how to help, how to give back. Like, nah, don't do that. That's how you get your blessing. Whatever it was that they needed to hear, you said it. And they was like, you know what? I'm gonna start giving. I'm gonna start giving my little 25 cents. Whatever it was they needed to hear, because you know, so everybody 3D different. Everybody 3D different. But whatever they needed to hear to stop, to get off that, you said that. You was like, man, that's how you get your blessing. Well, man, don't do that. Don't look down on them. You never know who the fuck they is. That could be an angel. Just like, it don't matter what you said. When you got through, you penetrated. You penetrated that heart, and you told them to reposition. You ain't got to do that. Have a different heart posture, especially when you out here. Trust me. You just told them, trust me. And that's what they did. They trusted you. And ever since, them motherfuckers still give whatever they got, a half of a hot dog in a car, they gonna give it to the homeless. They give to the needy. And you taught motherfuckers this, and not just through talking, through your action, the way you move. You did God's will with little to nothing. That's what they were showing me. That's God's will. Showing another motherfucker how to actually support somebody, see somebody that to I don't know, to an average person, I don't know. I don't think any average person should see no homeless person as nothing. But people be walking past people like they nothing. Because they ain't got the designer on like they nothing. Because they wig is a little crooked like they nothing. Because they ain't had a shower that day. They homeless. They clearly was sleeping on the bench like they nothing. You told a motherfucker in the moment, don't fucking do that shit. You'll curse yourself. Real in so many words. Moving forward. You got it. You led. You fed. And you love people with little love and respect. With little love and respect. No financial motives. Little self-esteem. Little knowledge you had. Little money you offer. A laugh. Little money. The little knowledge you had. The little money you had, you offer. Okay, I see, my bad. I wrote it in. Bear with me. I wrote it in bullet points. It's short and stuff, so I can expound when I talk. But yeah. So yeah. You got it, you led, you fed, and you love people with little love and respect in return. You got the breadcrumbs. You knew that now. You know that now. You ain't really know that then. You felt it. But something was saying, do your mission. Do your purpose of what you came here to do. My daughter then got to rewire this because she didn't wait and came in half of a time with it. You got little love and respect in return, but you led, fed, and loved on people. You showed people how to respect themselves, even when they didn't even give you the full loyalty and respect in return. No financial motives. You didn't have no financial motives. You wasn't really doing this to come up off people off clout. I mean, most of the time you was kind of in a better position than these people. In reality, these people thought they was better than you because they had some design or something on, but you knew about foundation. You knew these people didn't have no foundation. So as far as foundation, you knew you was building, your foundation was more far along than theirs. You was still building yours, but you could look at your house and you looked at their house. That's it. That's it. It's just simple. You didn't have the self-esteem that you had today. You was hurting back then. You was struggling back then. You ain't had no parent. You came from nothing. You came from poverty. Motherfuckers was not giving you the keys. purposely not, you know, oh, I'm here trying to sabotage you, you know, your adulthood life. So you did this, you didn't have much. You didn't even have much self-esteem, because we talking about tangibles and intangibles, okay? You ain't had much money. You ain't had many fancy things. And you didn't have a lot of self-esteem. You had, but you offered the laugh. You shared the love. And you gave even when you lived in a drought. You did all of that from a spiritual jail cell. Ooh, spirit cold with it. That's what they said. They said you was in like a spiritual jail, right? That's like spiritual jail. You don't have the spiritual tools you need. You don't have the father. You don't have the mother. You don't have the structure. Somebody who laid down the financial discipline, who could give you a job. You could go and work for family. You can go on family land. You didn't even have a crew. You didn't even have no one to confide in. That's spiritual jail. You was alone by yourself. And not only that, you was, you know, like jail, it cuts you off from you don't have a lot of access to things. So, you know, at that time in your life, that's what spirit is saying. You was in a spiritual jail, and you did not have a lot of access to things. But you still did all of that. Now God is about to, what is this word? Oh, free. Now what God is about to free you. Baby. Do it all again. You about to do it all again, but you about to do it with unlimited resources. A powerful, loyal soul tribe. The knowledge of a priest to give to who you deem worthy and respectful. So while you was lacking info then, God said you ain't finna be lacking info now. You finna have all the keys. You finna do it with the knowledge of a spiritual priest and unlimited resources. You finna do it like a wealthy man, and with the knowledge of a spiritual priest. Unlimited resources to give to who you deem worthy and respectful. You will do it all again, except this time you will do it free, uncaged, with all the love that you were previously deprived. God is about to do a big one for you. You more than passed this test. You destroyed it. You scored off the charts. You gave abundance when you were in lack yourself. When you were poor, you still was rich in spirit. That's why you finna get all the wealth. You were humble, and you helped and allowed other people to shine their light. When you had low key, you were carrying all these secret gifts. Do you know how grounded and loving you gotta be to have all of that shit and hold it back, just so you can help build everybody else up around you, so you won't hurt their feelings just from being yourself? Okay, wow. You had all the secret gifts and talents. That's why you getting the notoriety and the accreditation. So you finna get credit and notoriety for a lot of the shit. Let's just talk about it. Come on. A lot of y'all are creators. Come on now. Y'all done created and came up with and said this and did this first and told motherfuckers this and was living this way first. You finna get it. They finna have to say, yeah, it was you, yeah. They came on the block with it first. I'm gonna have to be back on it. I love you. Peace. Hope this brought you clarity, confirmation, and closer to your divine team. I'll be back.